Hello ladies, it's Susan. Here is our second card for the bundle to go for the Special Reason Stylish Stems bundle. Something bright and cheery. So we'll get started. So we're going to be using Whisper White, Tempting Turquoise, Old Olive, and Pumpkin Pie as our colors. And as you notice, the kit's going to come with two pieces that are already pre-embossed with the Petal Burst folder. That's for your front. And then these pieces we're going to use to cut out our flowers and tags. Okay? So, let me put those back in there, because that will be coming to one of you. Okay, so we'll do some building before we even get started. So the Petal Burst, you're going to have to just attach it right to the Tempting Turquoise. Okay, and your Petal Burst folder is a good one to see the difference between embossing and debossing. I know some of you have noticed that lately with our Pampered Stamper cards, that when the folder pushes it out towards you, we refer to that as embossing, and when you flip it over and it looks like it's indented, that's debossing. And both are cool effects, so it's kind of your preference. So I'm putting one on the Tempting Turquoise. That's going to frame that up. And then I'm going to snail that right to my Whisper White base. Hopefully getting that in the center as well. Okay, so now I'm going to put on this banner of Petal Burst, and this is a great time to use this edge of your dimensionals because we already have two layers on the card. So if we put a strip at the top, I didn't make that too big. Put a strip at the top and we put a strip at the bottom, then that's going to bridge over the top of what we've already put on the card, and so we won't be too thick. So that's just going to go down, and I have it a little off center. Okay, so there's that. So all that's just mount and put them down. So then you've got a piece of Whisper White, and I stamped it that way so that the framelit would be able to cut it out. And I didn't try it yet, but I'm going to try it right now. I think even if you stamp it that way, your framelit will still cut it out. Okay, so I've got that cut out. The bigger framelit is going to cut out your Tempting Turquoise, and then those are just going to get layered on top of each other. Okay, and then I put those on dimensionals because I want to tuck my leaves behind it. So if I pop it up a little bit, it gives me a little room behind it to tack down my green leaves when we get to those. Okay, so I'm just going to span the width of that card. So now you're going to cut out two of the green leaves, and I'm going to use glue dots. I'm going to put a glue dot on the end of the leaf, like that. Peel that up, and then I'm just going to tuck it behind. So that glue dot is going to stick, but it's not going to be exposed, so it's not going to create any sticky edges. Okay, so 1, 2. So you're going to cut those out. Now, out of your designer series paper, okay, you're going to cut a solid flower. So the solid one. Alright, and then out of your pumpkin pie, you're first going to cut the flower with all the pieces missing, and then your sour one fits around that to cut it out. So that's a 2-step die to get this flower. Now, I am going to use my fine tip glue pen to put that delicate flower on the solid flower behind it. So by using that designer series paper behind it, we get a little added pop without a whole lot of thickness. And it's easy enough to coordinate your paper because our designer series paper will tell you what the colors are in it, and then you just use the cardstock that matches. So in this instance it was pumpkin pie. Okay, so I just added a little bit of glue, and then you just want to place that over the top, press it down so it adheres, trying not to get glue coming out from the edges, but at least this glue, if it does, it dries nicely and doesn't stick. So let me put my pin back in there. There. Okay, so we're going to give that a second to dry. While that's drying, I've got Old Olive ink and the little tiny leaf. I'm just going to put a couple of leaf stamps on the inside. Lately I've been stamping the top as well. So everybody can do their own thing, but that's what I'm doing. And then I'm putting them on the envelope as well. Just like that. So now I'm going to take another glue dot or two, take my flower that we've assembled here, put a couple of glue dots on the back, and then I'm just going to adhere that here on the front, and we're done. So it's a nice little card. It uses some of the smaller dies, easy texture and format, but kind of fun with that extra piece popped up. So I hope you enjoy it and have some fun with your dies, and happy stamping, and I'll have another one for you next month. Enjoy!